And welcome to the Averett Sports Network. My name is Eddie Glenn. I'm joined here by Lindsay Fulcher. We have Averett Cougars women's volleyball action going on tonight in the Grant Center. Your Cougars will go up against the Bridgewater Eagles. Both teams coming to this contest at 11-2 apiece. And 11-2 on the season is the Eagles. They last lost at CNU, that's Charles Newport University, and 7 of their 11 wins have been shutouts.
Thank you, Eddie. And the Averett University volleyball team is playing Bridgewater today. The game is set to start at 7 o'clock. Like you said, the Cougars are looking to extend their win streak, actually, to 4 after claiming their first conference victory over Mary Baldwin 3-0. That was Wednesday, Eddie. And then in the last meeting between Averett and Bridgewater, the Cougars were defeated in 5 sets. So we're looking to have a pretty good game today, possibly going to 5 sets. Averett is also 3-0.
And Lindsay, Bridgewater has only lost 12 of the 46 sets that they've played, a very high win ratio. Cougars, I think they're landing around that mark, not far off. Just some key players here. Macon Fry is 4th in the ODAC for digs at 243 on the season, and 2nd in the ODAC for digs per set, looking at 5.6, just over 5.5 digs per set. They also have Carly Studman, who is 4th in the ODAC for hitting percentage at 32%. And then Victoria Wilson, 4th in the ODAC for assists per set. So looking at 5.3 assists per set.
Excuse me as I stumbled up there, Eddie. It's been a long day.
That's fine. You know.
Thank God it's Friday, though, right?
Absolutely. Just some upcoming games. You have men's soccer playing tomorrow at 2. They also have the Averett Cougars football team playing tomorrow night at 7 as well. We ask you to tune in to both of those games, cheer on your Cougars, and join us on the air. Sitting at just over 2 minutes until game time starts. Look at some key players for Averett. We have Keenan Marks, who leads the team in assists with 258, averaging 6 assists per set. That's absolutely remarkable. Madison Dedez is 2nd on the team in blocks with 28 blocks on the season. And then Averett has had 136 service aces posted this season. So Averett having some key players come through on this team. Brianna Williams, 99 kills. Hannah Shields, absolute monstrous season. She has 188 kills. And Sarah Smoot with 100 even kills. The team with 567 total. And their opponents only have 408 kills in total. So Averett, a very high-scoring team. They played Mary Baldwin just a few days ago where they swept them 3-0 in set play. And I believe they won 25-3, 25-8, and 25-7. So Averett winning by big margins, giving a statement in this game, letting the girls of Bridgewater know that they are not going to lay down and that they do not plan to lose this matchup. 45 seconds till game time. And all the both teams will line up on the volleyball line, and they will get ready for the team introductions and national anthem.
Good evening and welcome to the Grand Center for tonight's non-conference match featuring the Bridgewater College Eagles taking on your Cougars of Averett University. Fans, at this time we ask that you please
and Lindsay as both teams prepare for the starting 11.
Teams first reserves for the Eagles.
We're going to bring you the starting team for the Bridgewater Eagles. We have Jay Friendly, 5, Allison Clark, 8, Jenna Hamra, 14, Deja Booker, 15, Anaya Gasham, 16 is Emily Hanger. And I'm going to bring you the starters. Rachel Gerard, number 11, Madison Haynes, Macon Fry, Rachel Gaston. This is going to be number 18 is Taylor Sale and Carly Studman. And then also number 20, Victoria Wilson. Coached by Aaron Harris. And Lindsay will bring you the starting 11 for the Cougars. Or not 11, but the starting team for the Cougars.
Number 1, Micah Patterson. Number 5, Mackenzie Miller. Christiana Suma, number 6. Kaylee Steelman, number 8. Number 11, Whitney Wood. Number 12, Abby Taylor. Number 13, Jordan Minton.
Number 7 is Sarah Smoot. Number 9 is going to be Lindsay Corrier. Number 17 is going to be Brianna Williams. 18, the sophomore, Madison Dadares. And number 22, rounding us out, is Keenan Marks. And that is the starting team for your Averett Cougars. As both starting teams enter the court. Again, both teams coming in 11-2 apiece. Averett undefeated in conference play. Bridgewater 2-1 in the ODAC. And Averett will get the first serve. This will be number 22, Keenan Marks. Marks sends it across. That's Hannah Shields setting it up. Marks over to Dades. Dades sends it across. And that is a point for Averett in the early goings of this matchup. Looked like Victoria Wilson was going to be able to get to it for the Eagles, but in the end, she didn't. This is Marks again on the serve. That's number 9, Gerard, handling the ball. Sarah Smoot was able to get up under it. And the Cougars, 2 straight points to open up the match.
Marks sends it over again. It's a little outside. Good start here for our Cougars, though. 2-1.
On the serve for the Eagles was Rachel Gerard. Hit the net, point Averett. Now it's Hannah Shields on the serve for the Cougars. Ball goes out. So now score back within a point, 3-2. Cougars still lead. Serving for the Eagles this time would be Macon Fry. Fry sends it over. Set by Marks. And Courier not able to get to it. Scores all knotted up at 3 apiece. Fry again on the serve. Serve sends it over. Courier sends it to Shields. Shields sends it over the net. Nice gentle tap. Eagles able to corral it. And a good hard-fought battle there. Eagles will come out with it and take the first lead of the game, 4-3. This is Fry again. Over to Smoot. Smoot to Marks. Marks back to Smoot. Smoot sends it over. And that's going to be a point for Averett. Ties it up. And this is going to be Emily Stanley to serve for the Cougars. Stanley able to get to it. Marks. Good job. And Smoot sends it across hard. Eagles able to corral. And that will be number 17, Rachel Gaston. And that defensive wall of the Cougars. Hannah Shields sends it over. Tied up again, 5 apiece. This would be Abby Taylor as well as Mackenzie Miller subbing into the game for the Cougars. Miller, just a freshman, but she has made an impact on this team so far. And that ball corralled by the Eagles, but they couldn't get it over the net. 6-5 for the Cougars. Miller sends it back over. Eagles able to get to it at first. And again, in between the defensive wall and the net of the Cougars. Mackenzie Miller with a diving effort almost off the court. Trying to get to the ball, but not able to. 7-6 Eagles way. Handled by Shields. Brianna Williams sending it in hard, but the Eagles able to get to it. And Emily Stanley couldn't get it up off the ground. 8-6. Eagles out in front. Kenzie Miller sets up Smoot, and Smoot gets the point for the Cougars. And that breaks that cold streak that they had. Now this is Christiana Suma into the game to serve for the Cougars.
And the serve is over. And it's outside on the Cougars' side, tying us 8-8. Suma steps back up to the line. Little outside this time. Kicking Bridgewater in the lead, 9-8. Stanley to Miller to Shields. Back to Bridgewater. And with a double touch, the point goes to the Cougars.
And Lindsay, neither team wanting to give way. The biggest lead of the game so far by either team is just 2 points. And in each case, each team has been able to come back and tie the game up as we are at 9-9 apiece. And that, Lindsay, was number 19, Carly Studman, who found the hole in the Averett defense, and this will force a Coach Miller timeout. And Coach Miller's going to take a timeout, Lindsay, and we're going to take one with him here on the Averett Sports Network. And we're back here live at the Grant Center. Madison Dedez will send it over. Point goes to the Eagles. That was a double touch, and you can't do that in volleyball. (11-9) is the score. Ball goes out. Cougars retaliate. 11-10 now. So we're going to have Lindsay Corrier and also Keenan Marks back onto the court for the Cougars. Cougars will not be able to get to it. 12-10 will be the score for the Eagles, as they will have number 17, Rachel Gaston, and then number 8, Jenna Hamra, checking into the game. And Madison Dedez, it looked like she would get a point. And in the end, they give it to her after the referee deliberates and contemplates and thinks about it. He gives the Eagles the point.
The big and bad Hannah Shields up to the line to serve. And the serve is good. Shields unable to get to that dig. As the score is now 13-11, Bridgewater in the lead. Fry serves it over. And Smoot with the kill for Averett. Nice play by Averett's Brianna Williams. Stanley with the serve over. Bridgewater able to get it right in that little gap. It's a close game here, Eddie.
Absolutely, and as we mentioned earlier, neither team wanting to give away more than a 2-point lead as the Eagles lead here 14-13. It's been back and forth all game. Brianna Williams, the nice gentle tap over, doesn't go. And that ball sneaks into the back corner. And the Eagles will go up by 2. Nice save from Brianna Williams. And Hannah Shields bringing it to your house. Eagles able to recover but send it into the net. And that's a point for the Cougars. Mackenzie Miller and Abby Taylor will check back into the game. One-point game, 15-14. Eagles lead.
Mackenzie Miller serves it over.
Hannah Shields over to Mackenzie Miller. Miller to Smoot. Smoot. And the point for the Cougars coming from Smoot. Tied up, 15 apiece now.
Serve is over for Miller. Stanley to Williams.
Cougars really having trouble with that defensive wall. That's how the Eagles have gotten most of their points so far. You have to think Coach Miller will try and set something up and figure that out. (17-16). Bridgewater leads.
Christiana Suma back into the game. Up to the line to serve. And it's in the net. And the point is to the Cougars with Hannah Shields launching that ball to the ground.
Abby Taylor sticking a hand in there, sending it back over the net. And the Eagles picking up a point. Coach Miller explaining himself to the refs like he saw something that he didn't really agree with. Nice save there from Suma. Hannah Shields. Just a little bit too much sauce on that ball. (2017), biggest lead of the game is 3 for the Eagles. Abby Taylor bringing it in. And the Eagles, nice tip-tap interplay action as the Cougars couldn't get it back over the net. And Lindsay, the Cougars going to have to find themselves if they are in a 4-point hole right now. And they will take another timeout. Lindsay, we're going to take one with them here at the Grand Center. We're back here. Women's volleyball action. Bridgewater Eagles and the Averett Cougars. Eagles lead here. And Abby Taylor will bring the Cougars a point closer. Going to have Lindsey Collier and Keenan Marks checking back into the game for the Cougars. Coach Miller doing a great job of keeping his players healthy. Frequent subs. No girls really on the court for an extended amount of time as they have the depth to go back and forth. And that ball will land out of bounds. Score now 21-19. Cougars back within 2 after being in a 4-point deficit. Keenan Marks on the serve. Puts it across. And it lands out of bounds. 22-19. And Lindsay, this would be a great time to have instant replay action or throw a challenge flag as they do in football, but volleyball does not have challenge flags. So Hannah Shields going to pick up a point for her team. And Lindsay, that's kind of like in soccer, if you need a goal, you give it to Ronaldo and Messi. In basketball, if you need a bucket, you give it to LeBron or KD. If you need a point for this Averett team, you give it to Hannah Shields. She's really the leader of this team. Sarah Smoot almost getting a point for the Cougars.
Dedez hitting it back over.
Nice back and forth from both teams. Lindsey Collier.
Little outside.
And the Cougars coming away with that point. I think it might have been tipped, Lindsay, there at the net on the way back. But nevertheless, 22-21. And it's an exciting game. And another point. The Cougars tie the match. 22-22. Eagles call a timeout. 3 points away from set victory. We're going to take a break here on the Averett Sports Network. And we're back live. This is just the first set, and it's already exciting. 22-22, both teams. Biggest lead was 4 by the Eagles. Cougars come back. The Eagles led 21-17. The Cougars stormed back after a quick Danny Miller timeout. And now the score is tied here in this set. And it looks like Hannah Shields was set up for a serve.
And the serve is good. Bridgewater able to pull it off. Marks to Dedez.
Eagles lead 23-22 now. And Madison Dedez trying to catch the Eagles off sides. Shields able to get to it. Over to Marks. Marks to Smoot. Smoot with the rocket bomb into the court. 23-23 now. And the student section, better known as the Blue Crew, is showing their force in helping this team out. And with Stanley on the serve, too many touches, and now the Cougars lead 24-23. And this will be a timeout, Bridgewater. We're going to take it here with them and bring you back the final stages of this set.
And we are back here in the Grant Center. Cougars leading 24-23 against Bridgewater as Emily Stanley is at the line to serve. It is over. Williams tips it back. And right in the hole as Bridgewater ties up the game. Shields to Marks to Williams.
(25-24) is your score. Eagles out in front again. Neither team wanting to give way.
To Shields, to Marks, and Coyer. Shields to Marks to Smoot.
And Smoot will get the point. Tied up again, and in comes Mackenzie Miller and Abby Taylor.
Miller up to serve. And the serve is in the net. Score 26-25. to Stanley to Miller. Smoot with the tip. Bridgewater able to recover it. Shields with that dig. Miller and Stanley pushes it over.
And Lindsay, back and forth we go, tied at 26 apiece now. And Hannah Shields sending that ball up towards the basketball goal, almost put it in the hoop. But luckily it didn't hit the backboard or anything else.
You know, Eddie, she's the kind of athlete that I wouldn't be surprised if it had gone through the hoop.
Absolutely. Shields is an absolute monster.
And Smoot up to serve.
Saved by Smoot.
Miller to Shields. Little outside as the score is 27-26. Eddie, we've been in a situation like this before. Able to get out of it. Able to win that match. The Cougars not giving up. Stanley to Miller to Shields. And it is returned. Smoot to Miller to Williams as she gets the kill.
And Lindsay, Hannah Shields brought the fire, and Brianna Williams brought the heat to follow with it, because the Eagles thought they were out of that predicament, but Brianna Williams definitely had different things in mind. We're tied at 27 apiece now. Brianna Williams on the serve. She sends it across. And it looks like there was some illegal action going on the side of the Eagles. Now the Cougars lead 28-27. And that will be another point for the Cougars. 29-27. And Lindsay, set one victory for the Cougars. We're going to take a quick break to calm our vocal cords down, and we'll be right back here at the Grant Center. And back here at the Grant Center, again, your Averett Cougars up against the Bridgewater Eagles, both coming into the contest 11-2. Cougars winning the first set and a nail-biter action, and both teams went back and forth all the way up to 29 points. So both teams flip court. And on the serve is number 13, Macon Fry, on an early point to open the set for the Eagles.
Marks to Shields. Shields bobbles it, but the Cougars able to get it over.
Fry on the serve over to Stanley. Stanley to Marks. Marks to the Dez. And the Dez. Too much on the ball there. And now the Eagles up quick by 3. Four-point lead early for the Eagles. Cougars have not gotten out the blocks yet.
Coyer.
And Coyer trying to start him off. With a Smoot to Marks. Marks to Shields. And Shields will put it on the court. And another point as the Cougars try to battle back. 4-2, Eagles out in front. Number 14, Deja Booker, checking into the game for the Eagles. This will be number 20, Wilson, on the serve. Stanley will set it up. Marks sends it over. Nice save. And Adez trying to bring in another point for the Cougars. No good. Stanley to Marks. Marks to Smoot. Smoot. Back to Stanley to Marks. Marks to Coyer. Coyer didn't get it to fall. The Eagles battling back. (6-3) is your score. Eagles still out in front. Stanley back to serve for the Cougars. Shields, Marks, Smoot. Couldn't get it past that defensive wall. 7-3 now. And Lindsay, the Eagles have come out extremely hot. And they have put up points in bunches as the score is 7-3, 4-point lead. It's the biggest of the game. And they take that total to 5, so 8-3. 5-point lead for the Eagles. This is going to be Taylor McNeely on the serve. A sophomore out of Chester, Virginia.
And it's called inside to add another point for the Cougars. The score now 8-4.
Kenzie Miller and Abby Taylor check into the game for the Cougars. Miller will serve. It's good defense from the Cougars. And miscommunication from the Eagles will give the Cougars another point as they are within 3 now. Score is 8-5. Stanley, Miller. And Lindsay McKenzie Miller treated that ball like it was wrapped in a box that says fragile, handle with care. The gentle touch up and over finds the hole in defense. And now the score is 8-6.
And it is over.
(9-6) Eagles up. Miller trying to set Williams up. Couldn't get it to go. We saw the Miller and Williams connection usually proves to be a pretty good one. And Sarah Smoot. Score is 11-6 in the set. And every time the Cougars get something going, the Eagles shut it down. 11-6 is the score. Eagles out in front. Stanley will set up Taylor. Gentle touch. Both teams back and forth after some close calls. Miller sets up Smoot. Off the hands and on the ground. 11-7 now. And this will be number 6, Christiana Suma in the game. Cougars, second straight point, 11-8. Bring the game back within 3. Suma back to serve. Stanley will set up Taylor. No good. And the Eagles able to find the hole in the defense for another point, 12-8. As they keep the Cougars at arm's reach. Another 4-point lead. Miller setting up Williams. It didn't fall, and the Eagles didn't get the touch they needed from Wilson. "12-9 is the score in the set.
And the serve is over.
Wilson. Miller has the ball.
Suma to Shields. Light touch, close call there for Bridgewater. Miller to Shields again.
Looks like Shields may have come over the net there. $14-9 is your set score. Cougars back within 4 as they finally enter double digits. Lindsey Courier is going to come in along with Keenan Marks, keeping girls fresh. Marks couldn't get the hand that she wanted on it. This is number 11, Madison Haynes, checking in for the Bridgewater Eagles. As that was Fry on the serve. And Shields bringing it in hard. Taylor setting up Shields on the other side. And that's a point for the Cougars, 15-11. This will be Smoot coming in for Suma. Shields on the serve.
Stanley. Marks and Dedez over with the kill. The Cougars within 3. Hannah Shields with the serve over again.
$16-12 now after the miscommunication from the Cougars. Shields, Marks, Courier puts it on the ground, 16-13. That's Fry. Shields able to handle it over to Marks. To Smoot. Sending the Eagles for a dozy-do there. $16-14 is the score. Cougars within 2. $17-14 is the score now.
Stanley. It is pushed back over from the Cougars. Stanley to Marks. Smoot. Nice hard hit. Bridgewater able to recover it.
(18-14) as the Eagles have taken control on this set. Courier bringing the heat. Double tap action. 18-15 now. 3-point lead for the Eagles as Miller and Taylor will come back into the game for the Cougars. Cougars another point. 18-16 now. And now Lindsay, the Cougars are the closest they've been since it was 1-0. 18-17 is the score. We're going to take a quick break here at the Grant Center. And we are back here at the Grant Center. 18-17 is your score as the Cougars battle back after being down by as much as 5 points. Eagles lead. Miller on the serve. Miller sets up Williams. And it almost falls for the Cougars. This is Shields. Miller sets up Williams again, and it works. Williams able to put it on the hardwood. 18-18 now. It's a tie game. Miller on the serve again. Cougars not able to get to it. 19-18. Eagles out in front. (20-18) now as the Eagles take back a hold of the lead. (21-18) now. Cougars need to battle back. Timeout taken by the Cougars. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be back here at the Averett Sports Network. And we're back, 21-18, Eagles out in front.
Serve is over from Bridgewater. And the Cougars with the point. 21-19. Bridgewater in the lead.
(22-19) now, Eagles out in front. Miller sends it over with a gentle touch. Defensive wall of Averett there to help out. Shields, Miller, Taylor. And the Eagles pick up the point, 23-19. And Williams with the ball, that's uncontrollable, 23-20. The Cougars are gonna have to go on an absolute tear if they want to win this set. And Williams is back to serve. Miller with a nice save. 24-20 for the Eagles. And Hannah Shields with the point. 24-21. Eagles desperately looking for that one more point. Cougars need 4 more. And the Cougars now 22 points, 24-22. And the Cougars are battling back. And Shields with the rocket ball. Eagles able to corral. And the Cougars with another straight point. 24-22 is the defensive wall of the Cougars able to hold up. And another timeout. We're going to take a quick break here at the Averett Sports Network.
And we're back here at the Grant Center. Keenan Marks up to the line to serve. The score 24-23. Bridgewater in the lead. The serve is over.
And that is a set victory for the Bridgewater Eagles. 25-23 as the Cougars stormed back looking for the comeback victory, but couldn't get it. Nevertheless, we will flip courts and bring you the third set. We're going to take a quick break and be right back.
And we are back at the Grant Center on the Averett Sports Network. I'm Lindsay Fulcher, and I'm joined by Eddie Glenn for the third set. The Cougars and Bridgewater 1-1 right now as they start their third set.
And for much of that second set, Lindsay, Bridgewater absolutely controlled the game. They went up by as much as 6, I believe, but the Cougars absolutely stormed back and came within 1 point there in the final stages, but nevertheless, 1-1 in set play.
Mark's a little excited as she hits it a little out there.
And Collier with the nice ball. Over to Stanley. Stanley. And to Des. Des showing off her scoring ability. We know what she can do on the defensive end, and she has also had a couple of nice offensive plays this season, that being one of them. Score tied 1-1. Stanley not able to get to it. Eagles get the point, and Lindsay talking to Dedez earlier today. She wanted me to give a shout out to Mom and Dad and Grandma and Grandpa. So if you guys are watching, she loves you guys very much. And Dedez is going to give the Cougars another point off of the Mama, Dad, Grandma, and Grandpa shout out. 2-2. Showing off for her family here.
Stanley up at the line. And the serve is good.
Ball goes out. Cougars get a point. 2-3, Cougars up. Marks able to settle it over to Stanley. Stanley to Courier. Courier sends it over. Williams sets. Over to Marks to Smoot. Smoot brings in the power. No good. Bridgewater able to control. Smoot handles. Marks sets. Over to Courier. Courier, gentle touch. Didn't go. Bridgewater working the one player there. And that's Shields able to get the point. And I thought she was able to get the point for the Cougars. And Williams will have her on the follow-through, as Williams absolutely has a rocket launcher attached to her shoulder this game. Score is 4-2, Cougars lead. And that is number 17, Gaston from the Eagles. They've been trying to get her. They've been feeding her the ball all set. Finally able to get it to her, and she gets a point. 4-3, Cougars lead. Fry on the serve over to Shields. Shields to Marks. Marks to Smoot. Smoot able to keep it in and get a point for the Cougars. 5-3.
Miller with the serve. And it's good. Stanley to Miller to Smoot. Back over Williams with the good play there. Shields hits it over.
This is going to be number 20, Wilson. On the serve for the Eagles. Wilson sends it over. Handled by Stanley. Eagles get out of that miscommunication. And the Miller to Williams connection again proving fruitful. And Lindsay, that is something that teams should watch out for when Miller says to Williams. They've already got a chemistry. Williams tends to put it on the hardwood. 6-4, Cougars out in front.
Christiana Suma up to the line. And it is in. The score now 7-4. Cougars in the lead. Suma serves over. The point was to Bridgewater.
Taylor Sell and Taylor McNeely, the Taylor twins, will come onto the court for the Eagles. This will be McNeely on the serve. Miller handles over to Shields. Shields will get the point. And Dedez trots back onto the court in for Stanley, giving Stanley a break. And another point for the Cougars, 9-5 now, 4-point lead. Shields sends it over. Bridgewater handles. Couldn't get it past the defensive wall of Averett. Averett handles over to Miller. Miller to Shields. Shields will get the point for the Cougars. 10-5. And Lindsay, I'm starting to think it's something with the left side of the court. As a timeout is taken, we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll be right back here at the Grant Center. And we are back here at the Grant Center. The Blue Crew with a little bit of timeout show there as they sung to the crowd. And I wouldn't say that that was the Averett chorus, but they did a pretty good job. 10-6 now, Cougars lead. Ball goes out, 11-6 now. (12-6), 6-point lead for the Cougars. Shields handles over to Marks. Marks will set up Dedez. Dedez will get the point for the Cougars. And Dedez is having herself a set. (13-6), 7-point lead now for the Cougars. And a cheeky touch there. We'll bring the Eagles 1 point closer, 13-7. Stanley thought the ball was going out, landed inside. 8-13 now. Cougars out in front. Marks over to Courier. Dedez trying to find another point.
Courier with the dig. Suma to Shields.
And the defensive wall of Averett will get the Cougars another point. And this will be Sarah Smoot coming back onto the court.
Hannah Shields up to serve. Quick talk with Coach Miller. And it is good. Stanley to Marks. Smoot. Back over.
And Hannah Shields bringing the heat. And that point will go Averett's way. 15-8. And again, the defensive wall of Averett bringing in another point. 16-8. 8-point lead for the Cougars. Eagles will call a timeout. We'll be right back here at the Grant Center.
And we are back here at the Grant Center after a quick timeout. The Cougars leading by 8. Hannah Shields up to serve. It is over. Shields to Marks to Smoot. And it is out.
And that serve falls harmlessly out of bounds. 17-9. Cougars again out front. This will be Stanley up to serve. And the defensive wall of Averett showing out this game. They're impenetrable. Shields able to get to it over to Marks. Marks to Courier. Courier tries to put it on the court. Couldn't get to it. Shields diving effort. Oh, good. 18-10. Marks. Courier. Courier. Almost getting Averett another point. And like a miscommunication there in between Courier and Shields.
That's cold.
And another point for the Cougars, 19-11.
And Miller up to serve.
And again, So it's 20-11. Mackenzie Miller across the net. The Eagles send it back, and it falls in. Sneaky touch there, 20-12. Shields over to Miller. Miller to Williams. Williams gets the point. And Lindsay, when Brianna Williams and Mackenzie Miller are on the court, it turns into the Williams and Miller show. 21-12 for the Cougars. Over to Stanley. Stanley to Williams. Williams, or to Miller, excuse me.
Suma with a nice dig there as Miller pushes it over.
And Miller with a cheeky little touch there again. Handle me with care, I'm fragile. 22-12. Miller to Williams, another point. 23-12. And with the way those two girls play, Lindsay, you would have thought that they've been playing together since they were newborns.
Yeah, Eddie, that's actually exactly what I thought.
Stanley to Miller. Miller sets up Shields, and Shields puts it on the court. 24-12. A 12-point lead for the Cougars.
Nice chemistry going on here for the Cougars. Christiana Suma up to the line.
And the Cougars close out the set 25-12. We're going to take a quick break and bring you back the fourth set of play here at the Grant Center. And we are back here at the Grant Center in Danville, Virginia. Have your Averett Cougars up against the Bridgewater Eagles. Your Cougars lead 2-1 after a dominating third period.
And Averett's student section, otherwise known as the Blue Crew, is hyped for today's game up in the stands.
And Lindsay, that's almost unfair as Marks set up Shields and she came down the middle like a running back and really put it on the hardwood. No one able to control it, see it, or get to it. 1-0 for the Cougars. Shields with the serve.
Shields so humble too as she just steps back and serves again. And she gets the point.
In soccer terms, 2-0 so far. And Bridgewater did not like that, so they changed it 2-1. Shields to Marks. Marks to Dedez. Dedez didn't get it to go. Marks will set up Smoot this time. And Smoot with the rocket launcher attachment. Couldn't get it to fall. Smoot will set up Marks. Marks back to Courier. The Eagles doing a good job of staying under control. Back to Marks. Marks will set up Smoot again. And the feather attachment that time. Point goes to the Eagles.
And the score is tied 2-2. The serve is over from Bridgewater. Smoot with the kill. Brianna Williams back in the game. And Emily Stanley up at the line.
And Lindsay, that ball touched the net, hung on for a little bit, sent the Eagles for a dozy-do, took the Eagles for a walk through the park, and finally landed on the floor. 4-2 is the score. Averett out in front. Stanley on the serve. The Eagles send it back across. Averett defense not able to get to it. Taylor Sale back into the game, as well as Taylor McNeely, the Taylor twins of the Eagles. 4-3, 1 point game. Cougars out in front. Shields to Marks. Marks sets up Williams. And Williams just out of bounds. 4-4. As this could be the last set, Lindsay, if the Cougars are able to close it out and bring home a big-time victory against a very good Bridgewater team. And Smoot, that rocket launcher over an arm again, and here comes Miller on for Courier as well.
Jordan Minton in for Keenan Marks. Miller with the serve. And the point goes to the Cougars.
6-4. Just want to mention the women's volleyball team will travel to Methodist to play in 2 days. Then the day after that, they're at home against William Peace. Then 3 days after that, they're against Ferrum, at Ferrum. So they've got some traveling to do. They're going to get their frequent flyer miles the next few days. 6-5 is the score. Cougars out in front. Stanley to Miller. Miller to Smoot. And Smoot another point. And the coach will give her a break and bring on Suma. 7-5 is the score. That was Suma on the serve. Suma up to Miller. Miller to Shields. Shields. And that was Minter able to save it. And snip the fingers of the Eagles. 8-5. Cougars out in front by 3. Suma on the serve again. Stanley sets to Miller. Miller to Shields. Handle me with care again. 9-5. And the Cougars 10-5 right now. They up by 5. And Hannah Shields taking this game in control. 11-5. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here at the Averett Sports Network. And we're back here on the Averett Sports Network. 11-5 is the score. Cougars lead. It's going to be Suma on the serve.
Miller.
Stanley. And a simple miscommunication will cause the Cougars to get off track. Williams over to Miller. Miller to Shields. Eagles send it back. Shields tries again. Defensive wall for the Eagles proves nice.
Good plays, though, by Christiana Suma there each time.
Stanley to Miller. Miller to Williams. Didn't work that time. And that defensive wall is not letting Shields through at all. And Lindsay,
I think Shields might have heard you because she said, oh, you thought.
Shields forced her way through that wall. And you're right. I think she did hear me. I think the girls can hear me. I gave Dedez a shout out earlier. She went on a tear. Shields. Talk about how the defense doesn't let her through. Now our defense steps up. 12-8, 4-point lead for the Cougars. Stanley to Miller. Miller to Shields. And Shields had violent intentions on her mind right there. But the ball ricocheted back. So the score is 12-9. And the Cougars will take a timeout as the Eagles have battled back. We're going to take one with them here at the Grant Center.
And we are back here in the Grant Center. We're in the fourth set of today's match. And the Cougars leading 12-10, make that 13-10. Keenan Marks now into the game and up to serve.
Back-to-back serves out of bounds. (13-11). Cougars out in front. This will be Fry up to serve. And Lindsay, in this set, Hannah Shields not able to get the ball past the net. Shields sends it over. Brought back by the Eagles. On the defensive wall, the Cougars sends that ball out of bounds, tied up 13 apiece. And the Cougars have fallen into a slump here, 13-14. Eagles out in front. Marks. Courier trying to gentle touch. And the Eagles send one right back at him. Here, have a taste of your own medicine, 15-13. Timeout taken. Coach Miller has to talk to his team here. And we're going to take one with him. Back here live on the Averett Sports Network. Your Cougars, white tops and blue bottoms. Eagles, burgundy and gold tops, black bottoms. And Hannah Shields absolutely letting all of her anger out on that ball.
As she's up to serve now.
I think that ball deflated there after that hit. And Shields is up to serve, 15-14. Eagles lead. Back into the game, runs 14. Deja Booker for the Eagles. And this will be Victoria Wilson on the serve for Bridgewater. And Sarah Smoot having none of the defensive wall, acting like it's not there, and she will score. And Lindsay, it looks like the Cougars has their most powerful arms on the court. They have Williams, Courier, Smoot, and Shields all on the court at the same time. Expect to unleash the beast here. 16-15. This Marks will set up Smoot. Smoot. And that was a nice way to get up under the ball. 17-15, Eagles score. And back into the game run the Taylor twins for the Eagles. Checking out Jay Friendly and Rachel Gaston.
Nice save from the Cougars. Stanley to Marks. Hannah Shields. Smoot laid out for that ball, unable to get there quick enough. As Bridgewater has a 3-point lead.
(18-15), 3-point lead. Eagles out in front. Shields to Marks. Marks will set up Williams. And Williams gets the point. 18-16.
Miller in for Coyer. And Minton in for Marks. Miller up to serve. And the serve is over. Shields to Miller. Smoot. Shields to Miller. And Bridgewater with the point there.
19-16. That's Madison Haynes on the serve. Williams with the easy touch. Shields to Miller. Miller to Smoot. Cougars keep it alive. And Shields will get Cougars the point. (19-17) is your score. Eagles out in front. Cougars wanting to close this game out. The Eagles wanting to take it to the next set. (19-18), Cougars down by just one.
Christiana Suma here for the serve. And it is over. And the point is for Averett.
And I believe
19s across the board.
I believe that was Carly Studman who missed the ball there. She was trying to send it across. 19-19, as Lindsay said. Suma on the serve.
Crazy things happening out here on the court, Eddie. Neither team giving up, giving it their all. And the point goes to Bridgewater.
Miller Finds Shields. Tie ball game, 2020. 2020, that's the year I graduate.
Not me. I'm out of here this year, Eddie.
Lucky you. Nevertheless, Williams up to serve. Over to Shields. Miller with the nice touch. Ball is out of bounds. Cougar takes the lead. 21-20. This will be 22-20 now. Eagles take a timeout. We're going to take the one with them. 22-20. Cougars out in front.
And we are back. Close game here as the Cougars are in the lead, 22-20. Fourth set of today's match. Williams, Miller, and Shields passes it over.
Now your scores, 22-21. Cougars lead.
Nice play there by Bridgewater. I missed who that was, but Miller to Shields. Shields hit that ball. And the score, 23-21, Averett in the lead.
Ball goes out of bounds, 23-22.
Marks has been hitting the weights. It's her third serve out today.
And this will be Fry. Shields has it over to Courier. Courier sent to the cross. The Eagles able to handle. And now we sit at 23 apiece. (24-23).
And Eddie, the big and the bad, Hannah Shields up to serve.
If the Cougars can get one more point, they will close this game out. And there it is. Cougars win 23-25. They win the sets 3-1 as they beat a very good Bridgewater team. Nail-biter action in each one except the second set. Or the third set, excuse me, where the Cougars dominated. We're going to take a quick break and bring you back the post-game analysis. And welcome back to the Grant Center. This is the post-game wrap-up. Lindsay had to leave and go do a post-game interview with a player of the game. I'm going to bring you some quick stats. Hannah Shields leading the team with 18 kills. Sarah Smoot coming in second with 13, and Brianna Williams with 10 of her own. And then Madison Dedez with 6. Lindsay Corrier with 4, and then tied at 2 apiece is Emily Stanley, Abby Taylor as well, and then Jordan Minton had 1. Assist-wise, Keenan Marks at 27. Mackenzie Miller, another big day, 23. Hannah Shields leads the way with Diggs with 21. Emily Stanley had 14 of her own. And then Sarah Smoot had 9. Some key players for the Eagles. Rachel Gaston had 15. So that was a good game, a nail-biter. A close game in every set, like I said, except the third where the Cougars absolutely dominated. Nevertheless, Cougars win. Cougars 12-2. Eagles 11-3. Thank you for joining us. And join us tomorrow evening for men's soccer and football as well. For everyone in the SID department, my name is Eddie Glenn. Have a good night.